All right, Jane, let's talk about 2024 at the Department of Navy.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having us, and thank you for letting me be a part of this esteemed panel. I very much enjoy working with many of the CIOs you have invited to this event and collaborating with them on all sorts of things. As you know, Department of Navy is just one of the military departments that makes up the joint ecosystem, along with the intelligence community in delivering warfighting effects across the globe. CIOs, now more than ever, I think, play a very significant role in all of that. In reflecting on what 2024 was for the Department of Navy CIO, the big policy similar to Adele's output was our Information Superiority Vision 2.0. And this was an evolution of the first ISV, which was built in 2019, 2020, reflecting on what we had done there, where the focus was on modernize, innovate, and defend, and evolve, and recognizing that technology has changed and that we've learned a lot in those 4 years of working, and that we needed to evolve our focus, our strategy, our vision. And so the ISV 2.0 focuses on three pillars: optimize, secure, and decide, with sub supporting foundational activities in this concept of innovate across all of those pillars. And of course, as Venus had mentioned, the workforce and how important the workforce is. Our three our three pillars are reflective of, again, lessons learned. Our optimized pillar is really focused on delivering an integrated naval information environment. What we've discovered is enterprise and tactical are coming together. The technologies that are available to us allow us to take those commercial capabilities that we would normally have talked about only in the enterprise space and recognize their value in the tactical and the warfighting space. And so one of those areas, as an example, is our Office 365 Microsoft Azure stack. We have implemented that in something we call flank speed on the enterprise side, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. We're also experimenting with it on the ship, afloat, in a disconnected state. We're bringing cloud via HCI, hyperconverged infrastructure stacks, onto ships and experimenting with continuing that experience that we get ashore afloat. We've put it on the Abraham Lincoln this last year, and they deployed with it, and it was a game changer for communications back to shore for that community. And that's just one example of how we want to optimize and how we really want to treat the IT infrastructure as a strategic asset that really supports warfighting readiness and business operations. The second pillar, secure, we are focused on evolving our way forward on cybersecurity, moving out of this concept of RMF and into this concept of cyber ready, earning the right to operate every day, managing the cyber lifecycle. We have also focused on, in that pillar, treating cybersecurity as a capability portfolio across the Department of Navy ecosystem, vice it being this afterthought that every program has to do something about. How can we deliver core capabilities that are applicable across programs? And then the last pillar, which used to be a supporting pillar, data, we elevated to and recognized, given all of the changes in technology and the onslaught of large language models into the ecosystem and the value that they bring, that data needs to be the center of the show, needs to be focused on. And in that pillar, we are focused on kind of three areas: one, prepare; two, connect; and three, use. So on the prepare side, really getting after data management, getting after tagging and understanding provenance. On the connect side, part of the in conjunction with the optimized pillar, working towards really making access to data ubiquitous, ensuring a good customer experience and operational resiliency, but being able to get that data where it needs to be, when it needs to be, that is our strategic objective still. That did not change from ISV 1.0 to 2.0. And then the last piece is this use piece, and that really encompasses all of AI. As Venus said, the Navy has also been utilizing AI techniques for many years. But what's different now is the proliferation of commercial technologies in the space and the large language modeling. And how do we really take advantage of that? We recognize the importance that can have both in the back office and at the warfront. And so how do we effectively do that? Taking lessons learned from our DevSecOps and cloud deployments, how do we do it in a controlled, safe, secure way that gives people degrees of freedom to learn, but doesn't proliferate 1,000 models, increase our cybersecurity footprint? And so that is our focus in and the use arena. When we look at how this is going to benefit the warfighter from a data perspective, today the warfighter at the tactical edge has to integrate data from multiple classified sources. How can we change that up with all of this great technology that's available to us and deliver to the tactical edge trained models that the warfighter can add data to and more quickly make decisions that give us the decision advantage. So that's the.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I mean, I love the idea that, I mean, it's IT as a strategic asset, almost as a strategic weapon, if you will. We